Hi, my name is Maynoon Shell. I wanted to do this video not only for you to hear others' take on this topic, but for you to see what you say matters. So beware on what you say and who you say it to. Unfortunately, some bullying stories do not have happy endings. Some go to the extent where suicide takes place. These kind of situations are referred to as bullycide, where a person physically or mentally hurts themselves as a result of being bullied. Many bullying stories from teens show that they do not have a way to stand up for themselves or have anyone to turn to when things get tough. Not only will you be hearing from adults, but from teens as well, so you're not alone. Thank you.
I have been bullied since I was young. On my first day of third grade, I came home with a black eye crying because I got punched in the face by a fifth grader. In sixth grade, I was called a loser because I had a hard time making friends with those around me and for my height, which was not as tall. In eighth grade, it got worse. I gained more weight, and from that, everything got worse because I learned and gained confidence to deal with it. The first time I spoke up, I was so glad I did. I learned that bullying can make a person die inside. If you're a bully, stop the hatred you're causing.
I remember one day our teacher was telling us a story. The kids started teasing me in front of her until I cried. I asked her in front of everybody to stop them, but she just shook her head in disappointment. When I got to middle school, I thought it would be better, but it only got worse. I can't remember everything, but when I was in 7th grade, that's when it really got bad. I liked dressing different. It made me feel my own type of confident. Because of this, I didn't fit in. When I tried to do something about my appearance, they teased me more. They called me cruel names. Most said I was better off dead.
My whole life, I've had a speech impediment where my R's sound funny, but it wasn't until middle school when I started getting bullied about it. My best friend's name was Arthur, and mean people would make fun of it the way I said his name. Fast forward now, we're all seniors in high school. This was the day my friends will still poke fun of my speech. They didn't know how badly it hurts.
Hey, my name is Mr. Eden, and names are important. And I think that when we don't use our names, we let ourselves be bullied and we bully others. So one of the biggest bullying problems I see here at Granger is when we don't call each other by our name. That's what makes us special. My name is Mr. Eden. It's not the B word. It's not the N word. And when I see students talk to each other in that terms, that makes me sad. And I consider that bullying because then our self-confidence drops. And that's what bullying causes. It causes us not to be who we are, true to ourselves. So Granger and anybody else listening, use your name. Let other people use your name too and call them by their names so that we can stop the bullying that sometimes we don't consider bullying.
In 7th grade, me and my lady friend would hold hands just because she has some sensitivity, and it makes her feel comfortable in the halls. Some kids out of nowhere came to me in class and said, "You and Leah are dating?" I said, "No, we're not. We just hold hands because that's what some friends do." He ignored and kept baggering in my head and spreading around that me and Leah kissed in the halls. I didn't like knowing something false about me was being spread around the whole school and people not listening to me speak. Soon me and Leah started moving apart, and not only was my friendship was broken up in junior high years became dull and not fun.
One day she came home to my house. My house is her house. She came home and she said, "I can't do this anymore. Life is too tough. These girls are just talking all these new things about me. I can't handle it anymore." She started cutting herself. I couldn't watch my friend do this. I couldn't. Then she continued to cut herself, and I was gone for one day, and she was already in the hospital. I came home, and I saw her wrist, and I was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you cut yourself?" She said, "I just couldn't handle it." And I said, "Stick up for yourself. All you need to do is stick up for yourself." Nobody's opinions matter besides yours. And if your opinion matters so much, then why do you care? Their opinions won't help you grow. Only yours will. And she stopped. And that day I was so proud of her because she went up to her bullies and said, I had enough of you. I'm not going to tell on you because that's not going to do anything for me. She's seen her friends get bullied and that nobody did anything about it. She stood up for herself and she told the bullies to back off her. She didn't want to do anything. She was very good friends with everybody, and everybody told her that they were talking all this stuff, but she did not care. Because if you don't have haters in your life, then you're not doing it right. You're not living life to your full potential. Because everybody will hate you for things that you accomplish. It's just who they are. We hate, we love, it's just who we are. At one point, it will break you. But it's okay, because you'll heal from that. And she grew. Now she's very independent. She does not care about anybody's opinion besides hers. She's the most powerful person I know.
Our parents need to watch out for the effects of bullying and the warning signs for bullying so they can stop it from going so far and hurting their child. Or schools need to make sure they have consequences in place for those who are bullying to stop it from getting far. Unfortunately, some schools have yet to put these consequences in place, meaning that bullying is often in those schools. As educational leaders, we need to ensure that bullying isn't happening to show that we don't just care about education, but that we care about the person as well.
Hello, I'm Governor Gary Herbert. I first want to thank Maynoon Shale from Granger High School for reaching out to my office to find a way to prevent bullying. While most students are kind and respectful to each other, unfortunately there is still bullying in our schools in Utah. In fact, 1 out of every 4 students in Utah will experience some type of bullying. This is a terrible problem with real damaging consequences. Bullying can affect a person into adulthood and may lead to depression and even suicide. Its impacts last longer than just any one incident. Children can be bullied in person and at school, but they can also be bullied online and on social media. But there is hope. Together, we can put a stop to bullying. Each of you can actively contribute to create a culture of respect and kindness in your schools that will make them more safe, more inclusive, and more positive for all individuals. Ending bullying begins right here with all of you. If you are bullied or have witnessed someone else being bullied, please inform a trusted parent or adult right away. Don't ignore it. Set a good example, be inclusive, and pledge to make your school, home, and community a place of refuge and inclusion. Be a friend, not a bully. Thank you.
Let's end bullying and stand for kind because you matter.